Good afternoon. How you doing today? Today in Sasta's Taste of Healing, we are going to show you how to make lentil soup. Lentil soup is a typical winter meal, and since we're in the fall season right now, lentils is also good for the fall. In our lentil soup today, we have sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes are perfect for this time of year. The sweet potatoes are very good for grounding you. Sweet potatoes also put a real nice sweet taste to the lentil soup, as well as sweet potatoes are very high in beta carotene. And it takes you back to grandma's food, because you all know me for the sweet potato pie. So I really wanted to show you how you can use sweet potatoes in a lot of different meals. You don't just have to use them in the sweet potato pie. You could actually use them in your everyday meals of your lentil soups. We actually have broccoli. Broccoli has a lot of nutrition in it. And I want you to understand something. When you're thinking about nutrition, always want your foods to be colorful. All your meals need to be colorful. It needs to have several different colors in your meal. Actually, with it being green, you always want lots of green foods in your meals. You want to have broccoli in your meals. You want to have kale greens in your meal, mustard greens in your meal. Spinach can be in your meal. You want to have red peppers. You always want to have lots of color in your meals. That way you can understand how it digests in your body. When you have lots of colors, you're covering all of the different parts of your body. So the lentil soup goes with rice. But today we're going to put it with quinoa. The quinoa is actually, I'm using red quinoa today. Quinoa is a grain. Some people like to use quinoa as a substitute for rice. And it is a great substitute for rice. But quinoa is a grain. It comes in several different colors. It comes in cream, like a brown rice. This one is red, and the red quinoa is the most healthiest form of protein. It's very, very high in protein. And I actually have some kale greens and collard greens on the side with that as well. But the quinoa is a great substitute for rice. So now that I've talked to you about the meal part of this, I want you to understand something. I really want us to go back to the basics. We've got away from doing things naturally. So I really wanted you to understand how the healthy food creates a healthy birth outcome. A lot of times you're told you can't breastfeed. You don't make enough milk. Right now you can't breastfeed your children. And then you understand that you have to have a healthy diet. So I really want you to understand the two of them go together. You can breastfeed your children. You can create enough milk if you have a healthy diet. You've got to have a healthy diet. So I wanted you to understand I talked to you about having different alternatives. Broccoli is on the list. The bananas is on the list. The carrots, the peppers, the onions, the different sources of protein. And then we have the things that you don't need to eat. So I made the meal for you today so you can understand eating healthy. And how when you eat healthy, you can create a healthy birth outcome. We make our own source of milk. God designed us to the point to where we can make our own source of milk. Just like all the other animals, they make their own sources of milk. Human beings, we make our milk as well. We do not have to go to the store at 1 o'clock in the morning when your baby wakes up and go and get milk. You have milk. You can lay down, you can breastfeed your daughter, your son. You can actually pump the milk. When you're going to work, when you have to go to work, you can get a breast pump. And they actually have breast pumps at your hospitals. They have them at your clinics. And if they don't, call me. I'll get you a breast pump. So we have to really work on going back to the basics so we can save our children's lives. We can enforce having a healthy birth outcome, enforce breastfeeding your children, enforce eating healthy so the youth can eat healthy. And we don't have to look at the forms of genocides that they're creating right now. A lot of forms of genocides are in our neighborhood, not enforcing our children to eat healthy, giving our children Similac and not giving them breast milk. You have to understand breast milk completes the baby's brain. It completes their creativity. Each child has their own development process that goes along with the breast milk. And actually they develop quicker
and their brain capacity and their teeth growing and them walking and them talking, all of that develops a lot quicker when they're breastfeeding than when they're actually drinking Similac. Compare the two. Get back to me on that, because I want you to understand that there's two different children that you're creating.